All right, how are you guys? I'm here with another video. Doing another one of those mixed breakdowns. I want to show you guys the song that we just recently did for Fernando Hernandez. It's a artist from here, from Springfield. Basically, we produce everything here. The only thing that we didn't do here was the drums, which was my friend Abner in Texas. That he did an amazing job. I recorded the guitars, the bass. Then my wife, Catherine Nieves, she did the keys and effects and all that other stuff. And we worked in the arrangement together. And she was the one, I believe. Yes, I think she was the only one who did backgrounds for this. So I'm gonna maybe play a little bit of the chorus on the bridge so you guys can hear. You guys can listen to the song.
Algo se mueve, algo se mueve. Dios se está moviendo, Dios se está moviendo, Dios se está moviendo. Dios se está moviendo, Dios.
This is the drums. So basically, the drums he has two kicks, on the trigger. Same thing with the snare, top and bottom on the trigger. Toms, I put all the toms in the bass. This time he only did two toms, so tom one and floor tom. Maybe we can listen to the drum bass before and after the processing. This is the drum bass. I did a little bit of EQ at 112 hertz. I did like a low pass, 5 dBs. Cut right here at 28. I cut right here at 250. And then what else? At 640. Cut like 2 decibels. 2500. Let's do it without and then with, so you guys can listen to it. I added the tape machine. This is without and with. So now just adding some harmonics to it. For the heavy EQ and coloring, I used the Sheps. I have said this before. It's one of my favorite channel strips. This is from Waves. If you guys can see, I added some saturation. I put it on the even mode, so like in the middle. Some EQ at 149. The tone is at 323. Mids 2200, 2300-ish. So like a little bump in there too. And the highs at 8,000. And then the compression, I'm using the opto mode. Ratio is at 3.5, like a slow attack. And this is backwards, so the slow attack and a really fast release. You guys can hear before and after. You guys know what this is. Using at 30 hertz. You guys see the boost and cut. You guys can see the settings in here. We put it before and after. And the other thing that I have on my bus is a little bit of reverb. It's like a room reverb. You guys can listen to her. This is from Slate Digital. I have it in the room. I think, yeah, in the room setting. You guys can see everything here. All right, so it's very subtle, not a lot, just to add a little bit more room. And these drums, they sound really, really good. So I always like to add some reverb and there's some room reverb to give it a little bit more space. That's just the kick. That's the kick in only, kick out. It sounds really, really good. I'm going to show you guys the EQ a little bit later. And then the trigger. That is just the trigger. As you guys see in this time and in other occasions, I have used triggers to bump the lows. For this, in this case, the drums, they sound really good. That kick out, it sounded like amazing. So I just added like a trigger for some attack. So this is with everything. This trigger and kick out and kick in. So as you guys see, I don't like to, what I try to do, I try not to process too much the individual channels. I'd rather process the buses. Example, when you see the kick bus is when you see the processing. You guys can see I cut in 326, and then I do some low cut right here, a little bump right here on the 440, 4400, 4500 ish, like 2 dBs in there. That's for EQ. Sheps, again, I didn't use saturation. Just use compression on the VCA. Very, very little compression. I back down the mix. And then in the EQ, just very, very few bumps of 1 dB, half dB. Here I cut a little bit in the 415 before and after. All right, and you guys already know the Pultec. Again, very similar to what I did in the drum bus, just boosting a little bit more. That's the kick. I'm going to show you guys the snare. This is very, very similar. Let's see what I did. I did cut something on the EQ here, bumping the lows. Cut it right here, some resonance, and bumping the highs. Let me see, and then the SSL. I just did the gate, no EQ. As you guys can see, snare bottom, no EQ, gate. It's the only thing that I did. And then the trigger. There's something very similar in the EQ. Very similar. And then the SSL, let me see if I did something. No, I didn't touch the EQ. I actually processed this the boss. I'm gonna show you guys. So you guys can hear. In this case, I ended up like cutting some lows because I wanted the snare to cut a little bit better. And obviously, we only listening to the snare bus. Once you listen to the whole drums with the overheads and all that stuff, the snare it takes a different color. Is the bass. All right, let's see what I did in the bass. This is my Squire. The ones that you guys have seen in the videos. You guys see the EQ right here. Just a little bit of low cut, a 50, high cut, Sheps again, saturation, compression, and then the EQ. I did the heavy lifting right here. I boosted at 112. I boosted at 497. Boosted at 993, and I didn't get to touch the highs. I'm gonna show you guys before and after. So basically, I did it on purpose so the bass it cuts a little bit better. So that's why I boosted those like mids and highs. Let's move on to maybe acoustic guitars. All right, yeah, this one was interesting. I did acoustic guitar left to right, you know, how we normally do it. But then I decided to record a middle one, which is in the Nashville tuning. And then he gives it that 12-string sound to it. I'm going to show you guys. Basically, what I did, I used a Slate Digital mic. And then let me see if I got to. Yes, I used let me see what emulation is this. Oh, yeah, I used the 47 emulation into a Neve. I'm going to show you guys before and after so you guys can hear the difference. So you guys can hear it's not a big difference. It adds a little bit of lows to the acoustic guitar. Again, you guys know I have the Taylor GS Mini, which doesn't have a lot of body, so that emulation helps a lot. Nashville tuning. I'm gonna show you guys this one before and after the Slate Digital emulation. So you guys can hear the emulation, the 47 emulation. It gives it's like a bump in the low mids. I'm gonna show you guys the processing that I use for the acoustics. This is the EQ, low cut, 100 hertz. Cut right here at 490, 5 dBs, and then I boosted the highs at 83 hertz, 8300 hertz, like 5 dBs. Give it that brightness. Again, Sheps. A little bit of saturation. There's some low cut right here. EQ. Only boosted some of the lows at 252. like almost 2 dBs, and then I guess in the highs, 8 again, 8K again, 3 dBs, and the opto, not a lot of compression. I'm gonna show you guys before and after. So you guys can hear. Obviously, it has reverb and all that stuff. But as you guys can hear, what I did, I basically cut the lows and focus the guitar on the highs. So it's that strumming, which is what you hear when you listen to a record. So that's the Helix. If I'm not mistaken, I used the Les Paul right there into a Plexi. If it's not the Plexi, it's the Friedman. I don't remember. I should write it down. Just put it on a bus. I just panned it. I didn't do anything, as you guys can see. Then the bus, cut the lows again. Give it a little boost right here on the low mids, 300, 324. And then what is this? 2300, like 3 dBs right there. And then I actually use the SSL for this one. It has a little compression, if you guys can see. Low cut again, and I did some EQ right here. I'm gonna put it before and after. With the power chords, that basically I did the same thing that I did with the acoustics. I cut the lows and then I focus it on the highs and high mids. Overdrive guitar, you know. So I just did like some basic EQ. 'Cause I don't like to process my guitars a lot because the Helix already has the processing. So let me see what else I did here. This is like an auxiliary guitar, I called it. Let me see. Yeah, that's like another overdrive. Very similar EQ. You guys can see it. Nothing else. Lead guitar, let's see. And did you guys see? Just EQ. Basic low cut that we do. I cut some mids, almost like 1K. Little boost right there. I'm gonna show you guys before and after. This is the Helix. I don't remember what guitar was this. So it's very subtle. I just did some cleanup to it. Nothing too crazy. Backgrounds. Let's see.
Dios se está moviendo, Dios se está moviendo.
This is my wife, my lovely wife, doing backgrounds. Super talented. What I did, she recorded, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically 6 stack sopranos, altos, and tenors. If you guys see, I just spanned it in different positions, and then she did a harmony in one part, doing some harmonies to the main vocal. As you guys can see, I didn't touch this because when we were producing it, she cleans it up really well, and if she has to tune something, she does it over there. So they come pretty clean. So basically what I do, I just, again, process the bus first, EQ, SSL, Pultec, de-esser, delay, and then the reverbs. I'm going to show you guys what I did. This is the EQ.
Dios se está moviendo. Dios se está moviendo,
That is the raw signal. They actually sound really good.
Dios se está moviendo.
So they don't sound bad, but I did notice a lot of information in like very nasal, like on the you guys saw it like on the 400. So I cut it, the lows, and then I boosted the highs. I believe she was using this mic. I think she used the SM7B to record all those backgrounds, which explains why it has a lot of mids in there. It doesn't have a lot of lows. So this is the EQ. SSL. Let me see what I did. Gates. Not too much. Compression. Low cut, high cut, and then I just did some. You guys see, boosted some lows at 192. I cut some low mids on 94. I think that's what it is. Boosted a little bit the mids, 3.7. Well, the highs, that's basically highs. And then again at 8, I did like a high pass in there. Let me see what else I did. Pull tech, boosting the lows, boosting some highs as well. Actually, no, I didn't get to boost the highs. My bad. Only the lows at 100. The ESR, this is from the Slate Digital subscription, the package. This is really, really good. One of my favorite. You get sensitivity, a 65% amount, 70%. Everything else I left it the same, and it did the job. The delay, this is from Waves. I love this delay, the H delay. What I do, the song is in 70 BPM 4/4, so I put a half time. So it's like the delay has that long tail. I don't put it too loud. It's just to create that tail, that sustain. Feedback on 34, and then I do play a lot with high pass and low pass. Basically a low cut to for almost 400, and high cut to 6K. And I have this on 10, 11, the dry and wet, like the mix. I'm gonna show you guys.
Dios se está moviendo, Dios se está moviendo.
This is Fernando.
Dios se está moviendo, Dios se está moviendo.
Very similar EQ. Very similar movements. I believe Fernando recorded with the Slate Digital, the ML1. But Fernando has a very round voice, and he sings really, really well. And again, you don't see any auto tuning here because what we do when because we produced it here and in the production session, my wife normally, she's the one that tunes everything and put everything in place. SSL, again, little bit of gate, little bit of compression, low cut. You guys see the EQ that I use right there for him. And then the de-esser. I was gonna use delays for him, but then he didn't like it. It wasn't his preference, and I'm gonna show you guys before and after.
Dios se está moviendo, Dios se está moviendo. Aquí Dios se está moviendo.
So basic cleaning in the EQ. I you guys see I don't process it too much, because when I did when we recorded this in the other session, we actually recorded it through the warm audio, and we recorded it with compression. Not a lot, but it has some compression, so it was pretty control. And I'm gonna show you guys the mix bus. I know you guys have seen it. But especially for this song, EQ, you guys can see not a lot. Just boosted some highs because I felt that the mix was a little dark. Slate Digital tape machine. Love what he does. Again, the virtual mix bus and the Neve again, the Neve preamp, and I use this revival thing just to add some thickness and some shimmer, basically highs and lows to the whole mix. Let me see what else. Oh, I use this the mix bus compression, really really good, from Slate Digital as well. This is from Waves. It's called the RAR TG mastering chain. I think it's Abbey Roads, if I'm not mistaken. Really, really good. The tape emulation. You guys see the EQ that I did. Basically lows, mids, and highs. Compression, just a little bit. And then I use the spreader too, right here. But yeah, this is basically this is what I did with Fernando's song, the Seguro. Make sure you look him up in Apple Music, Pandora, Prime, Amazon Music, whatever, Spotify, whatever you listen to. It's called De Seguro by Fernando Hernandez. He's a great singer, amazing singer. He has great music. This is the first song that I have worked with him as a producer and as a mixer engineer. I have recorded guitars for him before in other studios, and I believe we are right now. I said right now we are working on another song that he has, so it's probably gonna come out like in the next 2 months or so. It's gonna be the same concept. We're gonna produce it here. We're gonna send it to Texas for the drums, and then we're gonna mix it in house as well. So yeah, hope you guys like this video. If you guys like it, just remember subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so you guys can stay in touch of everything that we upload from here. Blessings.